What's up guys, welcome to the channel. So early this year I have reviewed the iPhone 12 mini and I spoke about the good things and the trade-offs that comes with the smaller version of Apple latest lineup with the intention of helping you to decide if the mini was the right one for you. So in this video I want to tell you how it has held up during the past few months along with some new findings after using this phone for a while. So I do test and switch phones a lot, but one exception was with the mini. This phone became my primary daily driver and I haven't removed my SIM card from it since the day that I've got it. So let's talk about the screen. Surprisingly, the screen has held up pretty well with no scratches, even though I have used this phone on a daily basis and I have not applied any screen protector. So that was only my case, but I see in the internet a lot of people complaining that they faced a lot of scratches over the time, so I do recommend the usage of a screen protector. So speaking about screen, one thing that I was concerned about at the time when I first got the mini was about the screen size and how that would impact the applications and the typing experience. So I want to provide an update on this. At the beginning, as I was coming from a big smartphone, it felt a little bit strange moving to a smaller screen, but at the same time it felt good that I could use the phone with just one hand. So by the end of the day, I was getting to it by knowing the trade-offs. So in terms of application usage, I think I haven't faced any major issue, as the applications that I regularly use don't feel cramped in the smaller screen. But there is one caveat. To watch videos and to play games in this mini, it does feel that the screen is a little bit too small for me. And that leaves me with the feeling that I need to move to a bigger device if I want to do those things. So in summary, the screen didn't bother me too much, and I've got used to it. Well, there are some exceptions, and that's where when I want to watch videos. That's the only time where I do feel the impact of having a smaller phone. So moving on to the camera. The camera in this phone is very good, but it's not outstanding. Well, it depends on the taste. The picture that comes out of the iPhone, it's not bad in any sense. They're just very plain, so I've got used to picture styles from brands like Huawei and Samsung, where they have a little bit more of punch. But again, this is subjective, and if you're looking for something more closer to real life, then the iPhone cameras for sure will not disappoint you. Moving on to the battery. After a few software updates that Apple released during the past few months, I have noticed that the iPhone has held up pretty well in terms of battery consumption. It's not exact science, but more of a perception thing in my case. I tell that because previously I had to do a few top-ups along the day, and recently I have been able to use the phone for a longer period of time in between charges. But again, if you're looking for a long-lasting battery life phone, you have to look somewhere else, because this is not the right phone for you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that although Apple had optimized it even further the software, the battery in this phone is just small, and then the law of diminishing return kicks in. And at this stage, it doesn't matter how many further soft optimizations Apple will release, it will get harder and harder to get further optimizations in the battery in this phone. So this is not a full day lasting phone, especially if you are a heavy user. But in my case, I don't really care, because the phone charges fast and I can live with having few top-ups along the day. So let's talk about build quality. The Mini, differently from its big brothers, it's made out of aluminum instead of steel. So aluminum is a softer material than stainless steel, and it's more prone to usage degradation. Well, in my case, I can see that unfortunately I have gathered some deeper marks around the frame, which I do believe would not be the case if the phone was made out of steel. So my recommendation is get a case if you are afraid of getting some scuffs and scratches around the frame. So the future of the mini lineup has been the target of a few articles in the internet lately. That's because a few weeks ago, when Apple released the quarterly results, it came as a surprise that the iPhone mini did not contribute too much to the Apple sales in the quarter. So if you missed those headlines, I will tell you. The key callout was that the Mini contributed only to 5% in sales in the quarter when comparing to the other versions of the lineup. So the question is, will this influence Apple's decision for the next release, and should we be worried that the Apple will drop and discontinue the Mini lineup? So my view is that it's too early to come to a conclusion, so we have to wait and see. But I do believe that part of the issue with the lower sales with the Mini is due to the fact that the iPhone SE is still in the portfolio of Apple offerings and with a much more attractive price tag. So I do believe that as we move forward and with Apple retiring the older models, the Mini has a big potential to take over the iPhone SE position and keep in the portfolio for a long period of time. What will be great to see is Apple dropping the price of the Mini closer to iPhone SE levels, making even more attractive option for people looking for a smaller phone. So in summary, I think that this phone held up pretty well over the time, with the exception of a few scratches that I got around the frame. The screen has held up pretty well with no marks, and the battery is still okay-ish. Guys, I hope this was helpful and informative for you. If you enjoy contents like this, give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.